Welcome back to another episode of Sound Pals Go to the Movies. Today I'll be reviewing the movie Thunderbolts. So just a fair warning, there's going to be spoilers up ahead, so you've been warned. After finding themselves snared in a death trap, an unconventional team of anti-heroes must embark on a dangerous mission that will force them to confront the darkest corners of their past. So let's begin with my first pro. This film was to me what I expected any of the last two Suicide Squad movies to be. Not a team that is pre-made, but a group that somehow ends up working together because they need to stay alive. And in the end, they look at each other and say, hey, we actually make a decent team. Also, because Bucky was there, it felt like the continuation of the Winter Soldier film, in which we see him pick up things after the fact. Also, how they showed the dark sides of each of the characters added something that I really enjoyed in the film. Next pro, some of the characters that they included made the film easier to digest. I will say, David, who played Alexei, is always on point. Just seems so natural for the actor to deliver his lines without relying on the low jokes due to the accent. I think the only time I didn't like his acting was when he played Hellboy, but that was because I liked Ron Perlman's character better, and this is just me being biased. But David did make the film for me. Also Florence, together they had a nice relationship as Alexei and Yelena. Also, I liked how Sebastian played Bucky again. That was really nice. He was there, but it was basically him still being himself. I enjoyed the fact that he was not rounding them up to become a team. He was after them to capture them, and then it was like, could you guys help me out? But it was not a forced team build. Next pro, timeline wise, it felt like it did connect a gap between the old Avenger films and the future films, but they did have to reference Captain America Brave New World, but it was like a mandatory thing because people needed to know the order of the films. But other than timeline, I really liked how they tried to shine light on Yelena, Walker, and even Valentina having dark pasts or memories, and I mean darker than what we've seen in the past. They showed it through the memory sequence as a consequence of Sentry's or Void's powers. Next pro, well, some won't see it this way, but I think it was how they battled Void and defeated him, or technically locked him away, and brought out Bob. Ever since we saw that the bad guy was going to be Sentry or Void, it was like, how can these mostly non-superhero people beat a god-like bad guy? Well, with the mind, or actually inside the mind. They did it as if they were saving Bob from his depression and dark-sided mind. I really liked how Yelena was in the same position as him due to her sister's death, and she is the one who came to his rescue to help him, show him that he is not alone and that he is more powerful than Void and he doesn't have to fear him. Also, it does shine light on depression and how it can take someone who's really strong and completely break them down from one day to another, but also how one can learn to overcome it by seeking support in others that are close to them. So not sure if they did that on purpose or it was just me seeing it, but I am glad they did not continue with the physical fight versus Sentry and Void, because that would just look stupid. Everybody getting beat down over and over and over. Now let's move on to my cons. The rest of the cast, nothing against the actors, but more like against the character design. Take Ghost for an example. Most people who see the film will think that her only trick is going through walls, like Casper. But she is really intelligent and great with technology, so why not have her show those skills that she has? Also, they did Taskmaster dirty once again by killing her, but maybe they did it so they can reimagine the character and possibly bring that character back later. That's one possibility. Next con, the length of the film. It's bearable, but I feel that it could have been cut down to 1 hour and 45 minutes. We did have some parts that were pointless, but I guess they needed it so they can explain how the other films that bombed were connected to this one. Next con, the choice of characters for the Thunderbolts was not really ideal. They could have used this opportunity to bring in new characters into the franchise versus killing some off like Taskmaster and just saying, oops, heck, why not just have Bob drop some names of people that he saw when he was in the lab or getting his treatment done? At least give us something. Well, maybe that's just me, but I really want to see more characters from the Marvel universe come on the big screen. So my grade for this film is going to be a 7.5 out of 10. The film was not bad as I thought it would be, but I gotta say, thanks to David for his acting alongside Florence, they made a nice relationship between Alexei and Yelena. But also Bucky was the one that kept everything on the ground and the jokes down to a minimum. Best film? Not really. Worst film? Nope. It's actually a decent film that you will be like, okay, I'll let this one slide. Also, the ending credit scene for the Fantastic Four First Steps gives me hope that they might actually get this version of the Fantastic Four right. So that does it for this review of Thunderbolts. Please join us next time where we're going to review Hurry Up Tomorrow.
I'm really sorry about this. I really am.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. You can find our social media links below. And like always, keep watching movies.